My controversial topics is lobotomies. What is a lobotomy? So it was popular in the 1930s and the 1940s. It was the operation of cutting into a lobe of the brain as a type of treatment for mental health issues. They would cut out connective tissue to treat OCD, severe depression, psychosis. In this picture, you can see that they went through the eye to cut a part of the brain. Some background information is it was first performed on chimpanzees in the 19th, which resulted in very good behavior from the chimpanzees. There have been 50,000 to 70,000 lobotomies done in the United States. And they were used before antipsychotic drugs were invented. There are two types of lobotomies. The first one being prefrontal lobotomy, which is where the doctor drills holes in the top of the patient's skull to get to the frontal lobe. Then the doctor would use alcohol or a special type of tool to destroy parts of the frontal lobe. And in this picture, you can see where the scars from the procedure are. Then the next type of lobotomy is a transorbital lobotomy, and this is where the brain is accessed through the eye sockets with an ice pick, and then they destroy the connective fibers or tissues. In this picture, you can see that they're going through the eyeball to get to the brain. Why is this important? It showed how psych patients were treated and viewed. It was the start of actually trying to rehabilitate psych patients, and it showed how doctors could do anything they wanted back then, whereas in today's time there is rules and regulations to certain procedures. Why is this no longer used? Lobotomies are no longer used because it was agreed that immoral and inhuman. People who got the procedure basically turned into zombies, and their personalities were dramatically changed, and they were not the same people they used to be. Most of the patients said that they felt like something was missing or that part of their soul was gone. In the picture on the left, the kid looks completely different from before they had the lobotomy. And then in this picture, you can see how swollen their eyes are after the procedure and how it could really mess up what they look like. So, most people's opinion, they thought it was crazy and unnecessary, but experts believed that it was a cure for mental health issues like depression. It's believed that it was a cure for mental health conditions like depression, schizophrenia, and personality disorders. But in my opinion, back in the day, yeah, I could see it could be acceptable because they didn't have the resources like today. But in today's time, there's so much other ways to suppress. And I say suppress because there is no actual cure for mental health issues. But there is also options like medication and therapy to minimize symptoms and improve quality of life. And in this picture, you can't really see it, but it was explaining why they were performed, and they were mainly performed for media influence and because institutions were way too overcrowded. By doing the procedure, they would have less patients in the institutions. And then here are some cases from lobotomies, and basically they would advertise it. This is a picture of them going through the eye socket. And most of the patients were either women or like young children. And then here's my works cited.